colors I need. Blue raspberry and sour apple. The yellow bricks.
Hey guys, can I help?
Oh, it has to be this way.
I think we could use wings, rocket boost.
Get your retro space stuff out of my area.
There he is. All units, attack the stuff.
Come on, we've got to finish this thing before we hit the water.
And it has to be pretty.
I only work in black. Or very dark gray.
Or is that just ships? Like, can you
The LEGO Movie Videogame Walkthrough, Part 8, I think. Whatever number it is, this is Escape from Cloud Cuckoo Island, so it is right after the business guy decided to destroy what there was of this really happy, rainbow, bright, and beautiful place, which is still one of the weirdest things I've ever been to in any video game. Anyway, the goal here is to finish the submarine, and the submarine is kind of spontaneously came out of nowhere, but Batman is good at building, so you need to do a couple of things first. The first thing, come over here to the left with Batman, grapple up here, and then you will be able to build these objects with him. And after that, there's going to be two more things you're going to need to do with the two other characters. I think Vitruvius and Kitty are the ones that end up doing them, but you will be using all of them, of course, because what use would they be if they did nothing? So Batman will build this first part, which is kind of like the, I don't know, the pilot or the cabin of the submarine, or I don't know, whatever it is. It's the first part of the submarine, and you can see it kind of an overview of what it might look like here. And then that tower will just fall down randomly, and you'll have to switch to wild style and jump onto this pole down here, which is kind of weird that they have that circle where it tells you wild style needs to be used, and you don't really jump very high. And normally it indicates you need to jump somewhere, but I guess it was just telling you need her to climb on the poles there. And once you do that, just defeat the robots, and eventually the police plane, the police ship, I guess, will show up on the right side there, and you'll need to take care of them when you can. And before you do that, you'll want to take out the 3 objects with wild style here by doing yet another master building sequence, and you will rip apart the helicopter or the ship or whatever you want to call that, and then you can use the Benny. You can use Benny, the space guy, to connect to a computer to hack it. Now this is actually pretty fun, and I think this is the first time that you get to do this. And all you need to do is just get to that point that you see right where I'm about to get on top of that one, and then rapidly tap B while avoiding the virus, I guess, that's hopping around. If you get hit, then you will just go back to the beginning and nothing really will happen. And if you want to give yourself a little bit of a burst of speed, just pick up a blue stud and you can go, I think, around twice as fast for a short period of time, and that really helps with some of the later computers because they are a little bit longer and they have a few more viruses that you have to watch out for. But if you're playing on 2-player, then that computer thing would be extremely easy. And I don't think there's a way to get those viruses to follow you. I think they follow a completely random pattern. So they're not like the little blobs in Pac-Man that are just going to take every path to kill you, but they can kind of get in the way sometimes. Anyway, switch to someone who can build all those items and then build them, and once that second one gets built, Vitruvius should jump into the ship, and then Kitty will come on out. And then you're going to want to go to the back of the ship to take out a few more of these enemies and also get the last rainbow piece of the submarine. So it would be a good idea just to switch to her instead of walking over here with the space guy, but for some reason they have a hard time following you sometimes. Normally they're pretty good at it, but sometimes they like to stay in their place, which can get a little bit annoying having to walk across the pathways a bunch of times just because they won't follow where you're going. But Anyway, get over here with Kitty, destroy that rainbow lamp flag or whatever it was, and then the snail, I think that's a snail, the rainbow snail will build a bunch of climbing points on this wall so Wild Style can walk on, or I guess climb on over to the right side. And the jumping here is a little bit odd because the level's tilted and you're kind of, everything's sort of moving. So I don't know, I missed the jump there because Wild Style decided not to jump high enough. And then over here you're going to want to destroy this windmill, and then you can get this other windmill going, and then you can use it to push down the wall so everybody else can cross. And right there you would need Emmett to drill that down, but I don't think you can get Emmett right now, so you'll have to go back and do that in free play. The next part is going to be defeating 20 of these robots. Now, if you use Kitty, which I would recommend using Kitty anytime you run into one of these, push the A button, or I guess it might be X on the PlayStation, or whatever button it is for your system. The jump button. Push the jump button, and Kitty will do this area of effect attack that can defeat 4 robots all at once. And if you just wait here, because you can't jump while you're angry, Kitty, but if you just wait here, eventually the robots will actually come towards you, and then you can take them all out in one hit until there's finally 4 left. But the angry thing doesn't last forever, and if you're just near the end, it might be faster to just defeat them normally than it would be to push and hold B and have Kitty become angry again. Now this part reminds me of the Fire Temple in Ocarina of Time, because there was one chest you had to go up like this really thin stairway, and on the Nintendo 64 it was kind of annoying because the controls were a little bit, they weren't as good as they are in the newer Zelda games, so trying to go up that thin stairway was really difficult, and then you'd fall off, and then you'd fall back to the beginning of the stupid dungeon and have to climb all the way back up. Fire Temple is not a fun place. But this reminds me of that because there is actually a stairway that is a little bit tricky trying to get up just because the camera angle isn't that good, but you'll see once we get there. First of all, the second computer hacking terminal will be here, so just switch to Benny, start hacking the terminal, grab the blue stud if you want to go faster, and just try to go whatever direction the virus is not going until you eventually make it on top of here, and rapidly tap B to upload your virus to the computer, and then you can control the rocket robot. And now you can destroy silver objects, which you otherwise wouldn't be able to destroy without him. And just get rid of that big silver base on that clock. And of course you want to switch back to Kitty so you can destroy the Cuckoo. Poor Cuckoo. I always liked Cuckoo clocks. I have one. Or I guess they're Cuckoo clocks. Dang it, those 2 words are kind of throwing me off. I don't know, it's like the Cuckoo and Zelda. Once again, bringing up Zelda, it's like those little cuckoos. Are they cuckoos, or are they cuckoos, or are they chickens? I always call them cuckoos. It doesn't really matter. So now is what I'm going to call the Fire Temple Staircase, because you have to go up the spiral staircase, and while it's not nearly as unforgiving as Ocarina of Time, it is still kind of strange, just because you go up here and then if you turn too much, you're just going to fall off like I did. And it's not really that big of a deal, you just have to stay a little bit more to the edge on the other side. And these robots with their batons are really annoying. really annoying. So there's also 3 flags that you can destroy with Kitty and then build a rainbow rocket, and that'll get you, I believe, a golden instruction booklet. So if you want to do that, you can. But anyway, just jump up here, and then you'll want to, I believe, destroy that flag sitting right there. Or no, you need to use... Okay, no, you need to become Master Builder Kitty and just build the object that ends up here. And I always forget that Kitty is a master. It's something that might have helped me a little bit later in the game if I had remembered that she could do that instead of the some of the other guys. Oh well, just build the final part of the rainbow, and then that'll be it for this level.
Stop him! Stop him! Don't let him get to the water!
Dive, dive, dive! Everybody in! We're going under!